Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CTX Science Cast. My name is Anderson, and I have my dear coworkers here with me, Emma, Andy, and our special guest, Warren Hart, which is our astronomer here at the planetarium. So, how's it going, guys? Everybody
I'm
good?
good. I'm good.
Hello, dear.
Dear. Okay, that's not rehearsed, but that's fine. Uh, let's go ahead and start the podcast today with the usual did you know questions. You guys
All
ready?
right. I'm ready.
Warren is going to be the last one to answer, of course, because
Oh,
he is
yes.
an astronomer and he knows about
More
everything
than
about.
us.
Yes, way more, right?
This is true.
So, and I'm going to go ahead and start because,
Okay.
I'm the boss. So you guys I'm just kidding. So, how many light years are there? Well, actually, let me uh, put it in a better way. So there are several ways to measure distances to stars and planets, right? We have the astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Then you have light years, which is the distance that light travels in a year. And then we have
In an
one
Earth year.
that's a yes, 365 days, yes. And we have parsecs, right?
12 parsecs.
Yeah.
That's what it
No.
is.
Yeah, the Kessel
That's
Run.
not
Yeah,
Kessel.
there
Well,
we go.
that's
Okay.
what an
My
impressive
question-
Kessel Run.
My question is, how many light years are there in a parsec?
12?
24 and a half.
Not quite.
3.14.
Close, actually. Close.
Ooh.
Very close.
Pi's my best friend.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it.
3.25, 3.26 light years. Right, Warren? So,
But I was closest, which means I'm now
Yeah.
the best scientist in the room.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever you say. So, since you're the best scientist, how about you go next?
Okay, mine's easy.
Okay.
What's the average temperature on Mars?
No one
Oh.
knows that.
I know.
I know that because I'm the best scientist in the room.
Average temperature on Mars. I'm gonna go with 120 or other way around. Wouldn't
In
it be?
Fahrenheit. We'll do Fahrenheit because we're
Fahrenheit.
Americans.
64 degrees Fahrenheit.
64 degrees Fahrenheit.
I knew that a long time ago, but I think it's minus 71,
That's close.
minus 84,
Super close.
minus 87.
It's minus 81 degrees Fahrenheit.
I was close.
So you gotta bring your wool jammies when you go to Mars and some
Is that
slippies.
so?
Pretty cold out there.
Maybe a down coat.
So we're gonna leave Warren for last because he's probably gonna have the most challenging question, and it's probably
Yep.
gonna take the three of us to not answer it, right? I'm guessing.
Yes, probably. Teamwork.
So Andy, go
All
ahead.
right. So my question is, the New Horizon satellite took pictures of Pluto. We all know that. And the other day, it announced that it possibly has ice volcanoes there. Do y'all know what is coming out of those volcanoes on Pluto?
I actually read about that, but I don't remember exactly. I think it's water ice.
Yeah, you said ice, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
well, it's cold. It doesn't make it mean it's water.
ice cream.
It's
Snowmen.
ice cream.
Oh
Snowman
my God.
volcanoes.
Okay, I'll make
The,
it.
the snow miser from that
And she
Christmas
considers
movie.
herself the best scientist in the room.
I'll
Look
make
at
it
that.
easier. What comes out of volcanoes on Earth?
Magma, and then it's lava once it's out of the volcano, right? Is that how it goes?
Something like
Ash
that.
and
Yeah.
lava come out
Okay.
volcanoes, and the Pluto ones is methane and ammonia.
Okay.
Sounds like a
Nice.
party.
Yep.
Good.
So, yep.
All right,
So we got
Warren.
going there.
What is your question for us? Use the microphone.
Okay. I was trying to think of what is the farthest man-made object to go into space,
Oh man.
and what is it?
Wait, wasn't there that
It's
thing
not in
that
New
they
Horizons.
put the Beatles song in and then they sent it out?
Wrong group.
Is it the
Is it the dog the Russians sent up?
No,
and it's still going?
Oh no!
is it that
the
probe they
longest
sent
game of fetch
to
ever.
map the edge of the solar system? IBEX? Is that what it is?
No, it's gone farther than that.
Further than that, um, you told me that the other day, and I can't
I got
remember.
nothing. I got nothing.
What is
Okay,
it?
it's Voyager 1.
Voyager 1,
No.
yes, yes. And
It
what
was
is it?
launched in, if I remember right, September of 1987.
Hmm.
It's still going. It's out on the edge of the solar system, what we believe, in
Uh-huh.
a region of what we call the heliopause. And it's still active. It's still sending information back. And it's approximately, I haven't looked at it today, but it's in the neighborhood of about um, 17 plus light hours away from us in
Wow.
distance.
Nice. Pretty far.
Yeah.
What was the main objective of the Voyager? Like, what?
It was part of the initial grand tour of the solar system,
Okay, okay.
and to go by, pass by all the planets.
All right.
And the only one that it did, well, not the only one, but the one that they didn't was where New Horizons comes in, and that was the last one to be have a specific probe satellite to go by.
All right. I guess we all learned something today,
I
right?
definitely did.
All
I guess
right.
now Warren's the best scientist in the room.
I'm impressed you still had any doubts on that subject. Seriously.
I've
I'm just
lost
kidding.
my title. But next Sunday, we'll throw down.
So, the first subject for this podcast is that alien megastructure that, well, it's not confirmed to be an alien megastructure. It's just like a.
It's pretty much confirmed not to be one at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah, at this
I read a
point,
lot
yes.
about it. What it was is scientists were looking at a faraway star. Which star was it, Andy?
It's designated KIC 8462852.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Don't
were
call
looking
it.
at
Don't call it though.
that one. Okay. And there were some shadow patterns that caused them to believe that there is something that's not a planet. It's an irregular object in front of the star, between us and the star. Their best estimation is maybe rubble from what once was a planet or asteroids, but there's a famous science fiction or theoretical science object called a Dyson sphere, which a lot of people said, oh, maybe it's a Dyson sphere, which is a sign of alien intelligence because we obviously didn't build it that far away. And what a Dyson sphere is basically solar panels that surround a star and use energy from the star. They collect energy from the star for use in, whatever civilization happens to be around there. And we don't currently have the technology. Scientists theorize that we could build it maybe in 100 years. We're going to have enough technology for the Dyson sphere.
I read it was something like a group of meteors or comets, right? Did you look at that,
I
Warren?
haven't read any on them.
What I read was one of the other possibilities is that it was actually like a group of comets that was blocking our view from it. That was like in between us and the star.
Might have just been on their way, passing by, and we
Yeah,
happened to catch
something like that. Yes.
sight of them instead of the
And
star.
people freaked out and thought it was an alien megastructure.
Yeah, scientists
How
are
about
being
that?
very cautious about what it is, and
Yeah, but
everybody else says it's aliens.
SETI has pretty much confirmed that it's nothing because they were sending and got nothing back. So they've pretty much said it's not man-made, it's science.
Because they were looking for like irregular forms of radiation and radio signals coming from it, which there were
waves,
none.
Yeah, for what
Um,
SETI checks for. They did say that it could be a higher or lower frequency that they don't check for, but they said it's pretty much no.
Which goes along with the idea that if there was alien life, it's possible that it would be so far removed from what we possibly understand that we may not even be able to find it. But they're still very cautious about it, and it's probably not aliens.
Well, I think NASA is trying to recruit people to find out because
Yes, they
our next
are.
subject is they're actually hiring, right? NASA is hiring.
Yeah.
What does it take to be an astronaut? Does anybody know?
Not much actually.
Wow. I better buff up my resume.
Because it's a bachelor's degree in a STEM field,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to be able to pass their physical.
Uh-huh.
And isn't there a third thing?
I think those are the two main
Yeah.
requirements.
Well, because obviously a lot of the training to become an astronaut is going to be done in-house because that's not really something you can major in at a lot of colleges. They don't have those spinning machines that
you
help
become one as you
you
go,
do
right?
Yeah.
the like 10 Gs or whatever.
And I think you can start sending applications on December 7th.
Is that when the?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't send them here, though.
Not to
No,
us.
not here,
We
no.
have no choice in that.
yeah, no way. And we do have a show that talks about what it takes to be an astronaut. Have you guys seen it? It's
Space
called
School?
Astronaut.
Oh, the astronaut.
Oh, there's
one
a
too.
space school now, which is
Yeah,
a brand
yeah.
new show, which is playing, right? November,
Next month.
December. Okay,
Yeah, December.
brand new show, Space School. I have not seen that one, but I have seen Astronaut,
Yeah.
and the stuff that these guys go through, not easy.
No.
Like I remember about 2 years ago, I had the privilege to go to NASA, and they showed us around, and they showed like the facilities. They train the astronauts, and it's pretty tough.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's,
Well,
it's
I
not a cake
imagine
ride.
it's also tough to be in space. So it seems like
yeah.
the training would naturally lead to that.
Yep.
And one of the things I saw in there was a prototype of the the probe they're gonna send to the manned mission we're sending to Mars
Oh yeah.
in 2030, right? 2030 we're sending. 2024.
2030 is NASA's goal. That's
Yeah.
what they've said is the target.
And actually, last week they showed us new discoveries on Martian atmosphere and what happened to it. Did you look at that, Warren?
Just a little that they believe that the influence of the solar wind has been over the years has been blowing off, if you want to say, the atmosphere that Mars did have in the past, and that's
Now-
why it's so dry now.
Does Mars not have, I mean, because I'm hazy on this, but Earth has natural protection from the solar winds because of its magnetosphere, right?
Correct.
But Mars doesn't have
Does
that.
Mars not have one of those?
No.
Not now, or it's very weak.
Yeah, I think they explained that at some point. It was lost long time ago, and
I feel that. I lose my keys all the time. And
yeah.
I'm like, solar
So
winds.
I think about a million years ago, Mars had at some point, some atmosphere and some magnetosphere, but it's just gone now because the solar winds are way too strong.
And so their magnetosphere was a lot weaker than ours.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
very
what
thin,
it is?
very
Okay.
thin.
So is it
Sense.
possible that Earth might lose its magnetosphere as well someday?
Somebody's asked. I was watching the live stream, and somebody asked, "What lessons can we take from the Martian atmosphere so that our own atmosphere doesn't disappear?" And the guys there answered that there's not much we can learn because it's two different planets, two different environments, and we are in two different places in the solar system. So the temperatures and everything else, affect both planets in a different way. So there's not really much we can learn for our own planet about what happened to Mars's atmosphere. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. All we know, it's messed up now.
Right?
And move on.
All right. So, Warren, we have Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of weeks, right? Last month we did Halloween astronomy, right?
Yes, we did.
And this time around we're going to do
So spooky.
Thanksgiving astronomy. And what do we have for that? Do we have any events going on? I know you posted on your blog about what's going on there. We have the moon's going to enter a new phase, I believe. That's one of the things.
Right, as it goes through its regular cycle. And offhand, right now, I do not think of anything real
Great,
significant
major,
for
yeah.
the Thanksgiving period. Of course, when you get ready to start talking about December, then we do have some things there. But Thanksgiving, you did talk about what Halloween, you said you talked about that last time, what it
Yes.
is, and explained a cross-quarter day.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, something very interesting about Thanksgiving astronomy. I actually have never seen the stars on Thanksgiving night because I'm always asleep by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that day.
How is that a science fact? Maybe in your life.
Saying.
I'm just kidding.
I do know Orion. It'll be out. So if you want to see a constellation, Orion will be out there. With if you wait long enough, Canis Major should be out there with them.
I did do some research on that, and actually on Thanksgiving, there's nothing like that happened in the past, like Halloween. But I think the day after Thanksgiving, it was the day that we first took a picture of a galaxy or a star or something in the early 1900s. I can't remember the top of my head right now, but I did see that on there somewhere.
How many likes did it get on Instagram?
I know,
It's
right?
very important.
That would be crazy. All right. So let's go ahead and ask a few questions to our astronomy here, Warren. So I have a question for you, Warren. How did you get the astronomy background and your education for the people who are trying to pursue a career in astronomy?
Well, I got into the astronomy side from a much different path. Mine started in the Air Force
Oh, nice.
when I got in there to be a navigator, and one of the requirements is that I had to learn the navigation stars, and that was my first contact with that. And I've just kept that interest up over the years. So in a way, for people that are interested in astronomy, they can go to it from not necessarily a pure scientific background, but if they have an interest, they can use that and begin to learn the sky and keep an interest up in that way.
There are a lot of interests that lead into astronomy. Greek mythology leads into modern astronomy, and a lot of older theologies from other cultures lead straight into astronomy because so many people have tried to define the stars in those beings. So
Right.
there's a lot of different things that could lead to astronomy.
Yeah, amazing. Do you guys have any questions for Warren? Tell us
No.
about your blog, Warren. What do you do in your blog?
Well, primarily, what we've just finished up this last month was the last of our constellations, the information, the chart, and then that other second page that we have on each one of them, talking about what are the major stars and other objects in the constellation, what's the best time of the year to view it through the night sky.
All of that from Central Texas, right?
You're right, right. But
As we see them
they
from here.
can adapt that information and made it where if someone in another part of the world can still take that information and apply it to them. And if they had a question, well, how do I do that? They could write to us here, and then we can show them how they can adapt those charts for them and that information.
I do have a question. Now, Warren, you yourself taught me what I think is one of the weirdest things in space, which is the Rotten Egg Nebula. And the reason that it's called that is because we know that it's made mostly of sulfur. So we assume that if we could get close enough to smell it, it would smell like a rotten egg because rotten eggs have that kind of sulfur smell. So I think that's one of the craziest, like weirdest things out there. What's your like weirdest thing out there in space that you know about?
Well, there is a star in lupus that the generic form for the stars there is Lupi, Lupi. And this star is one that was discovered fairly recently ago, and they ran out of names if you will, proper names and things like that for it.
That's why the star with the
So-
Dyson sphere is
So it's
KK.
so it has just letters, and so the letter for it is the letter R, and then the letter U, and then the word lupi. So when you say it, what's the name of that star?
Oh
Are
Lord,
you loopy?
That's correct.
that's funny. That's actually
Great.
hilarious.
That's pretty good.
So,
Alright.
can we get any hints on the crypto quote puzzle for the month?
Well, it always pertains to the information of the constellations and what's in them for that month. So the one for October and for November, well, now we're in November, does the same thing. If you will look at all the constellations that we're talking about in November, the answer will be in that information that's provided on the blog.
Awesome.
There
And
you go.
the website for his blog is www.starsatnight.org/blog. And then on there, just click on Astronomer's blog or go to the top menu and find Astronomer's blog under blog. Okay? I have one more question for you, Warren. I would like you to explain to the people watching and listening us how many constellations we can see from Central Texas, because we have 88 constellations, but we can't see all of them from here, right?
Right. Let me see. I can give a rough number. There's a total, how many constellations are there?
88.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah. We can see, and I'd have to cross-check again, but in the neighborhood of about close to 70 of all of the constellations, either all of them, all of the constellation, or a part of them. When you go through on the blog, you'll see there's 3 listings. If there's nothing mentioned about it, we can see all of that constellation. You mentioned Orion. We can see all of Orion. But the further south that you go, we'll get down into a region where we can see a partial part of it, a partial view. And then eventually, like for instance, and I'll just give you a couple of them, one, Mensa, the Table Mountain, the Flat Mesa, and also Octans, the one that surrounds the South Pole. We cannot see any part of that. So those are the ones we cannot.
And another question that people ask a lot, the Southern Cross, we can't see it from here, or we can see only part of it, right?
We can see part of it. We can see the top 2 stars of it, but the unfortunate thing is that it happens in the summer, and so that's a little more difficult to find it. And it will be right on the southern horizon. You need to have perfect night weather, no moon, and dark, no pollution, no light pollution, and the 2 stars will just skim across the southern horizon and not be visible for probably more than 20 minutes or maybe 30.
Awesome. Besides the blog, Warren has a monthly show, the Warren Star Tour. Could you talk a little bit about your show, Warren?
Sure. What we do is for the last Saturday night of the month, with the exception of this time the year, October, November, and December, because of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, we bump up from the last Saturday of the month to the next Saturday, the previous one earlier to that. And what we'll do is we talk about the constellations for the next month. So, for instance, I'm working right now on the December constellations, and that will be the presentation November the 21st, a week from this Saturday.
All right. Speaking of events going on at the planetarium, Andy, could you give us a glance of what's going on?
I would
rest of the
love
month?
to, in fact.
Please. Go ahead.
Alrighty. So, as Warren said, we have Warren Star Tour on the 21st, and that's at 5:30. And then the following Friday, the 27th, the day after Thanksgiving, is our Laser Friday. Exact reaction you should have. We will be showing a good one to check out would be Electropop and Laser Zeppelin. Those are always real good, popular ones that everyone seems to enjoy.
Nice.
And then also and we have our normal weekend shows every Friday and Saturday. The Friday evening shows are 7, 8, and 9. And then Saturday morning we have our story time at 11.
What's the story this month, Andy?
The story is
Let
the
us know.
night before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, a classic.
Yes, and so we'll read that story to the kids, and then after the story, we'll have them watch Let It Snow, and then they have a little activity after the show with our good buddy Charlotte, who's great with kids.
Fantastic.
Yes.
A great educator.
In fact, she is. And then we have shows every hour from up until 4. And then we pick back up at 7, 8, 9 on Saturday night. And a little note for December. On December 5th, we will have our Nicely Done Science.
Which is a brand new program,
Yes.
right?
We just had the first one of those this month, and it went great, didn't it?
This is correct. And what it is, it's in conjunction with our 4 o'clock show on Saturday. And in December, it's going to be super volcanoes.
Ooh.
And
Awesome.
Joshua Nicely will be talking about volcanoes on Earth and just all about them.
Who's Joshua Nicely?
He's our visiting geoscientist,
Oh.
graduate from Texas A&M.
Yeah, he used to
So-
work here,
Yeah.
and he moved on. Now he's back.
Another
he-
competitor for best scientist in the room, I assume.
Yes.
I'm ready to throw down.
All right. Good luck with that. But yeah, then we also have Warren Star Tour at the end of December on the 18th.
So this month it's going to be the 21st.
Correct.
And next month it's going to be the 18th, which
Yeah.
differs from the regular schedule.
Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
Thank you, dear.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially Warren. I know you have a lot to do, but thank you so much for taking your
Thank you,
time
Warren.
and being here with us and answering our not that smart questions, but we're trying our best. Okay.
Good. Very good.
Anything
Appreciate
you'd
it.
like to say to the public?
Good. Enjoyed being
the
here
internet.
and looking forward to seeing the other podcasts as what the information they're putting out. And we're looking for also for responses from the people that see the podcast. If you have questions, be sure and write in to us and let us know what you're interested in and what you would like to see and what you we can see if we can bring some more information and other things in to spark your interest and keep it up.
We love suggestions. I've been telling Andy he should wear colorful hats.
Oh Lord!
A series of colorful
Instead of
hats.
colorful sunglasses.
I'm good. I'll stick with the sunglasses.
All right, so let's everybody vote yay or nay on colorful hats in the comments section of this
Yay.
video, please.
All right.
No.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Mayborn Science Theater YouTube channel. And by subscribing, you'll be up to date with everything that's going on here, as well as the CTX ScienceCast. Thank you.
I do know we're going to be starting up a video blog of science experiments for kids. So if you're a homeschooler or just a parent trying to look and see some cool, fun activities to do on the weekends, start looking for that on our YouTube page.
Sounds great.
Good.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Happy Thanksgiving.